Have you ever felt like your brain is just a runaway train of thoughts? Well, today we are grabbing the emergency brake. We're going to break down a super simple but really powerful technique to stop overthinking. Not in weeks, not in days, but literally in the next 5 minutes.
Oh, we've all been there, right? It's late at night, or you're trying to get some work done, and your brain just will not quit. It's replaying some conversation from 3 days ago, or worrying about the future, or just analyzing some tiny mistake over and over and over again. It is absolutely exhausting.
So what's actually going on here? Well, what you're experiencing is a classic thought loop. It's this cycle of repetitive, totally unproductive thoughts that just spin around, and they drain your energy without ever getting you to a solution. And you know what? Just recognizing that, that's the very first step.
And that, right there, is the trap. Our mind gets caught in this chaotic, repetitive loop, and just telling yourself to stop thinking about it, well, that's like trying to tell a tidal wave to calm down. It just doesn't work. What we're actually aiming for is a totally different kind of shift.
A shift from that draining, chaotic state on the left to a state of being clear, focused, and in control on the right. I mean, that's the goal, right? But the real question is, how on earth do you get from one to the other when you're stuck in the middle of the storm?
Well, what if there was a blueprint, a simple, step-by-step plan to get you from chaotic to clear right when you need it the most? The solution isn't some kind of magic. It's a structured routine.
In fact, it's a very specific 5-step routine. Think of it less like a vague philosophy and more like a practical tool in your toolbox, designed for one single purpose: to help you reclaim control of your own thoughts.
All right, so what does this routine actually look like in practice? Let's walk through the blueprint for getting you back in the driver's seat of your own mind.
So here it is, the whole shebang. Step 1, you just acknowledge that you're in a loop. Then, and this is the genius part, you schedule a time to worry. You actually put it on the calendar. Then, you time it, just for 5 minutes. When that time is up, you interrupt the pattern physically. And finally, you refocus on whatever is right in front of you. Let's dig into the key parts here.
Okay, this might sound a little counterintuitive, but the most brilliant step is this one: scheduled worrying. Instead of fighting those anxious thoughts, you're making an appointment with them. You're basically telling your brain, hey, I hear you, we'll deal with this later, but not right now. You're giving the thoughts a container, which stops them from spilling all over the rest of your day.
And that container? It's just 5 minutes long. That is the key. By setting a hard limit, you stop it from becoming an endless spiral. You let the thoughts have their moment, sure, but you also make it super clear that the show has an ending. It's manageable. It's not intimidating. It's just 5 minutes.
But what happens when that timer goes off? This is where the real magic happens. You don't just gently ask with thoughts to leave. Nope, you have to actively interrupt the pattern. Think of it like hitting a reset button on your brain's circuit board.
And the absolute key here is to make it a physical pattern break. You've got to engage your body to pull your mind out of that rut. Stand up and do a big stretch. Go splash some cold water on your face. Even just walking into a different room can do it. Anything that physically short-circuits that mental chaos, even something as simple as focusing on the feeling of your feet on the floor.
So when you put all of these pieces together, the scheduling, the timer, the physical interruption, what you get is an incredibly powerful reset button that puts you right back in charge.
And this whole thing works because it's not just wishful thinking. It's a direct intervention. It physically breaks that cycle of repetition, it gives you immediate relief, and most importantly, it proves to your brain that you are the one in control, not those runaway thoughts. And the best part, it does all of that in just 5 minutes.
And that really leads to a crucial insight here. The goal isn't to somehow eliminate your thoughts. I mean, that's impossible. It's about deciding which thoughts get your attention and for how long. It's the difference between being swept away by the current and learning how to actually steer the boat. The goal is control, not elimination.
Look, this routine, it gives you a tool to create moments of quiet right in the middle of all that mental noise. So the real question isn't just how to stop overthinking, but once you do, what are you going to choose to focus on instead? What will you do with your newfound clarity?